Hello, and welcome to NFORS Analytics Basics. Today we're going to talk a little bit about using the time selector and how we can drill down our data into the specific time period that we need. As you can see, I'm in the splash screen here. I'm going to navigate over to where one of our default dashboards, and we'll use that kind of just to goof around with time selection and see kind of how that works and a few tips and tricks that we can use there. First I'm going to do is click over here onto Workspaces, upper right hand corner, and navigate to my demo workspace here. You'll see yours will look a little bit different. You'll probably have a few more workspaces here. But a reminder, workspace is just a folder where we can store dashboards, kind of like a folder. Now that we're in our list of dashboards, we'll click on the incident dashboard, kind of the stock one that we use a bunch. And while there's a lot of neat stuff here to look at, we're really just going to focus today on looking at time and how we can use this to drill down. In the upper right hand corner, you'll notice I have last 5 years as kind of the default setting. And if I click on that, I've got all sorts of options, right? I've got a quick area here that has, last 30, 60, 90 days. So if I want to look at last 30 days, I can do that. You'll see my time period will update here. The call volume will go down to represent that as such. If I come over back up to this upper right hand corner, I got a few other items I can look at. I've got the relative area where I could say, okay, well, maybe I don't want to look at 30 days. I want to look at the last 14 days. Or I can look at the 14 months or seconds, years, all sorts of good stuff here. We'll stick with 14 days and we'll put this to now and hit go. And we'll see our call volume here will drop even more because we're only looking at 2 weeks now. Clicking back up here in the upper right hand corner, we'll explore these a little bit more. If I click on absolute sounds exactly as it would be. It's an absolute date or time. So maybe I only want to look at, November 1st through the 2nd. So I may click on November 1st here, and then I'll come over here and click on November 2nd. You'll notice these default over to midnight to midnight. So it defaults there for us, but then I hit go. And I'm going to look at even a less of a time period. We have only 39 incidents for this particular time period. Lastly, if I click on here, I can click on recents. I can look at any of the ones that I've looked at in the past couple days. Quick pro tip here, if you're looking for maybe 2 years worth of data, instead of coming over here to absolute and trying to move these back all the way to January and then move this all the way back to or up to December, what I like to do is click on the quick and select this year, come right back up here, go to absolute, and you can see my time period is looking at 2023, January to December. But I said I want to look at 2 years ago. So instead of moving this all the way back, I can just come up here and type in maybe January 2021 to, let's say, 22. My hours are set to the default hours. I can hit go here. And now I'm going to get a 2-year window looking from all of January 21 and all the way to December of 22. Just a quick way to get there. You can see my incidents have updated to represent as such. And that's pretty much it for the time selection window. The last thing I want to cover is just another pro tip here. If you are saving this dashboard and you're finding that every time you come back into it, it's landing on the last 15 minutes, there's an easy way to fix that. Let's say I always want to look at the last this year worth of data. If I click on this year or whatever time period it is, all I have to do is come over here to edit. I just hit edit and then I'm going to select save. And then I'm going to make sure that this little checkbox is on. See, it says store time with dashboard. And all this does is make sure that every time I go in and out of this dashboard, it's going to look and see what the last time period was that I was looking at. So now it's always going to default to this year. If I change this instead, look at the last 5 years and come back into the dashboard, it'll look at the last 5 years. Just a quick way to not have to reset this every time you come in and have it set to 15 minutes. Hope that makes sense to y'all. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out.